Again, welcome to our lecture number 1-3. This is pre-calculus mathematics 164. And our main topic today is linear functions. So again, linear functions. We are going to study how to find the intercept of a graph, also how to graph a linear function, and how to find the slope of a line from its graph and also from its equation. Also to find the rate of change of a linear function. A rate of change of a linear function is almost the same way of finding the slope. In a linear function, the rate of change will be constant if all the points are on the line. So first, the definition of linear function is as follows. A linear function is a function of the form y equal to f at x equal to ax plus b. Now, what makes this linear function is because the variable x exponent is 1. When the exponent is 2, it becomes nonlinear function. Another parabola, open upward or downward. So again, what makes this function linear function? Because the variable x exponent is 1. So a and b are constant values, and a would be the slope and b will be the y-intercept. So our main two variables are the x, which is the input variable, then y, which is the output variable. So first, let's do the intercept. Intercept is very straightforward. Here we are dealing with, I would say, two-dimension plane, x and y values. So to find the intercept of x, which means y equal to 0. When y value equal to 0, x, the function touches the x line. So x-intercept means we are looking for the value of x when y equal to 0. Y-intercept means we are looking for the value of y when x equal to 0. Why? Because y-intercept means the line, the linear line, straight line, touches the y line. And in order to touch the y-axis, x have to be 0. So again, finding the y-intercept, equate x to 0. Find the x-intercept, we assume y is 0. And that was the definition given here. To find y-intercept of a graph of an equation, we set the x equal to 0. Then we solve for y. Also, to find x-intercept, we set y to 0. Then we solve for x. So example is given here. They say we should find the intercept and the graph of the following. So the A, to find y-intercept, we assume x equal to 0. Then we solve for y. So here we get 3. We substitute x with 0 plus y equal to 9. So 3 times 0 is 0, so y will give me 9. So this means when x equal to 0, y is 9. We have a point there. Then the second equation, the answer will be 0 straightforward because again, we can see x equal to 4y. So to find the x-intercept, y equal to 0, 4 times 0, 0. Now to find y-intercept, x equal to 0, 0 divided by 4 is also 0. So B, both the x and y-intercept will be 0. But for A, the x-intercept will give us 3. And that's what we find. To find x-intercept, we set y to 0, then we solve for x. So we get 3x plus y, y is 0 equal to 9. So 3x equal to 9. And 3 will cross the equal sign, will become division since it's multiplied by x. So that will give us again 9 divided by 3. So that's the line here. So we can see the first, this is my y-intercept, this is my x-intercept. X-intercept means when y equal to 0, x is 3. Y-intercept means when x equal to 0, y is 9. So those are the 2 points intercept. As we said earlier, the B, both x and y will be 0. Why? Because x equal to 4y. If x is 0, we get 4y. 4 will cross the equal sign, is going to divide. So 0 divided by 4 is 0. The other way, if y equal to 0, 4 times y also is 0. So both x and y are 0. So we get the point 0, 0. So this is the plot. We can see that again. Our first x equal to 0, y equal to 0. Now they say we should know that the equation graph in figure 1-13, which is this figure here, can be rewritten as y equal to 9 minus 3x or f at s equal to 9 minus 3s, which the goal here is that we have 3s plus y equal to 9. So y is equal to 9 minus 3x. That will be our point slope. And we see the figure that the y-intercept 30 is the point where the function value is 0. And in the s coordinate of such point is called the 0 of the function. Now let's move to the rate of change, how to find the slope of a line. As we said earlier, the rate of change is same as slope of a line. Now, if all our points lines on the line, then the rate of change is constant throughout anytime we take 2 points. So the rate of change of a linear function is called the slope of the line. For the graph of a linear function, the ratio of the change in y to the corresponding change in x is measured the slope of the y. So here we are saying that if we have a line, take any 2 points on the line, then find the difference of the y divided by the difference of x, and that will give us the slope. Each point, 2 dimensions, so we have x and y value. And that is the concept here now. So we use the symbol slope as m equal to y2 minus y1 divided by s2 minus s1. Or we can also say y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus s2. So we have a straight line here. We take any 2 points on the line, and each point we can see that it has 2 x and y coordinates. So now we find the difference of y2 and y1 divided by s2, and that gives us the slope of the line. The slope of the line gives us the steepness of the line. So if the difference of the y is greater than the x, we consider the steepness will increase. Slope value will be bigger. So let's see an example here. They say a line is given, and the line is line 1, and it passes through 2 points. The points are -2 and 1, and 4 and 3. So which means the first point we can say S1 and S2. The second point we can say the first point we can say S1 and Y1. The second point we can say S2 and Y2. Again, each point have a X and Y coordinate. And as we can see, let's see the graph. You see, I have 1 point here. I have S1 value, then I have Y1 value. I have another point, S and Y. So each point have S and Y values. So now to find the first one, A, we say 3 minus 1, which is our y2 minus y1, then 4 minus minus 2. And that will give us 2 by 6, which is 1/3. Now we say it can be equivalent to, instead of saying 3 minus 1, I can say 1 minus 3. But next time I have to say minus 2 minus 4. And so we have to make sure we're using S2 from S1, then Y2 also from Y1. Now let's see the second one. We get the same answer. So here we say this means that a 0.3 unit to the right and 1 unit up from any point on that is also on the line. What we are trying to say is that since the slope is 3, 1/3, 1/3, 1 may remember is the y, the down is the x. So we say 1 up because it's a positive value, and 3 to the right because it's a positive 3. Now, if the answer should be, let's say, negative 1/3, then 1 will move down, 3 will move to the left because they are negative values. So sometimes we may have a slope values based on the position, the line. So for example, the first one here, we can see that the slope have to be greater than 0. It have to be a positive value because it's increasing. But when we look down here, it's decreasing. Decreasing means when S increase, Y decrease. So the slope will be a negative value. Here, when S increase, Y also increase, so the slope will be positive value. Now, when the slope is horizontal line, it means the slope value is 0 because the difference of Y is 0 divided by X value. And any value, 0 divided by any value is 0. Now we know if the line is vertical, it means the S value is constant. So we're going to get some value of Y divided by 0. Any value divided by 0 is undefined. We can't get answer. So increasing means the slope is positive. Decreasing means the slope is negative. Horizontal slope is equal to 0. And vertical, we have undefined. Also, we can have some 2 or more lines. So for example, if we have 2 lines that are para, if they are para, it means the slope is the same. The steepness of both of them are the same. That's why they are para. And they can never meet, they can never intercept. So a 2 parallel line can never intercept. And that's what we mean here. 2 distinct non-vertical lines are para if and only if their slopes are equal. And also 2 lines are perpendicular if they intersect at a 90 degree. And in this case, if the slope of the first line is M, the slope of the second line will be the reciprocal and the negative value of first slope. So for example, if the first line, the slope is 5, the second line, the slope will be negative 1/5. So reciprocal and negative of the value. And perpendicular means the 2 lines meet somewhere at 90 degree. So we can see these 2 lines, they appear to be perpendicular, 90 degree, line 1, line 2. So if they give us the line, the 2 points that each goes through, all we need to do, find the slope of any of the 2 points, any of them. Then find the reciprocal and the negative of the second one. So here we say that if line 1 slope is 1/3, line 2 slope will be -3 because the reciprocal of 1/3 is 3, and also the sign is positive, so it will change to negative. Now, because the slope of a vertical line is undefined, we cannot use slope in discussing para and perpendicular. That's a relation that involves vertical lines. So a vertical line is undefined, we can. But horizontal, we can. Because horizontal, the slope is 0. So finding the slope of a line, we get 2, 0, -2, 0, 3, and 1. So let's solve the first one first. So we have -2 and 0 and 3 and 1. So we say 1 minus 0, then 3 minus -2, which is y2 minus y1, s2 minus s1. So the answer is 1/5. Now we have -2, 1, 2, 2. We can see 2 minus 2 is 0. So whatever value we have at the down, 0 divided by 3 will give me 0. So this means the line is horizontal. The third point, we have 0 and 4, 1 and -1. So y2 will be -1, y1 will be 4. So we get -1 minus 4 divided by 1 minus 0. So that gives me -5/1, and that answer will be negative. So we can see it's a decreasing. Negative value is decreasing. Then the slope of a vertical line passing through 4 and 8 is not defined because the division by 0 is undefined. So we can't find the slope here. Now, how do we write equations of a line? At least, if we know the slope, they gave us 2 points. If we know the slope of the line, we can pick the point. For example, if I don't know the slope of a line, if they give me 2 points, I can find the slope. Then I'll use the slope and 1 point to get the equation. Or if they give me the slope and 1 point, then I'll plug in the value. So let's see how it works. So we know this is the formula for a slope, m equal to y minus y1, s minus s1. So we can write this as y minus y1 equal to m times s minus s1. By cross multiply y minus y1 equals. So with this, I can again write equation of any line. If I know 2 points, I'll find a slope. Then I'll pick any point and plug it at y1, s1. Then we have the equation. So let's see an example. Here they say we should write the equation for each line that passes through 1 and -2. The slope is what? 2/3. Let's do the first one, 2/3. Now here they give me the slope already. They give me 1 point. So just plug in the values. So y minus y1 -2 equal to slope 2/3 s minus y, s minus 1, because s1 is 1. So we are using the formula y minus y1 equal to m times s minus s1. Since we have 1 point, s1 is 1, y1 is -2, and we know the slope to be 2/3, we plug in the value, then we solve the equation, and we can find y. So this will be the equation of the line. And we plug it here, and we have it. Second one, because m is undefined, we cannot do anything if we have a vertical line. Now we have 2 points. If 2 points is given and we don't know the slope, if only 1 point is given to us, they have to give us the slope, because we cannot find the slope of a line with only 1 point. But if 2 points is given to us, we can find the slope. We don't need the slope, we can find it. So here first we find the slope. And when we get the answer, we pick any of the 2 points. So you can pick either 1 and -2 or 2 and 3. You get the same equation. So here we decided to pick -2 and 1. So we get y minus -2 equal to slope 5, x minus 1. And the answer gave us again y equal to 5x minus 7. So again, always the vertical line, the slope is 0. So the equation will be y equal to y-intercept, or b. With our vertical line, we can't do anything because we don't know the value of the slope. So here we say the point slope form with y-intercept point can be used to derive special form of equation for line. So y minus b equal to m, x minus 0 is the same as y equal to ms plus b. So here we have the point slope form of the equation. Then we also have the slope intercept form, which is y equal to ms plus b. Point slope is y minus y1 equal to m, s minus s1. So here we want to apply our linear equation to an application. Here we have a population of US male, and it was given to us based on a model. This is a linear model. They say the population of US male, Y in thousands, projected from 2015 to 2016 can be modeled as this, where X is the number of years after 2000. Find the slope and also y-intercept of. So the slope, just looking at the formula here, we can find the slope, which will be in 11125.9. Slope always is multiplied by the input x value, x variable. And now they say, what does y-intercept tell us about the population of US males? Y-intercept is given as this. So y-intercept means when s equal to 0. So we start from 2000. So that is the initial stage, the population. So let's see the problem. Because s is the number of years, actually we should solve the first one, we skip. So the slope, again, from the equation as we said, we have the equation saying 1125.9x. So the slope will be 1125.9 because we know y equal to ms plus b. So m value is the slope. Then secondly, because s is the number of years after 2000, s equal to 0 represent the 2000. That's initial stage. So the initial stage, the population will be the y-intercept value when s equal to 0. In this case, it's 149,690. And also the slope is given to us in the equation, which tells us that the population of US maize is predicted to increase at a rate of approximately 1 per year. So the slope gives us per year. Again, this is in thousands, so that's why we say 11,925.9 times 1,000 when you read the question. So the slope will tell us whatever, if the value in the slope is 3x, we say the slope means the value of will be increasing by x by the value of 3 every x value. What I mean is, let's go back and see one equation. Okay, here, the slope here means the value here will be increasing. When x increase 1, y will be increasing as this. So that's why here we said the slope is this, which tells the population of US male is predicted to increase at the rate of this. Remember, this is the US population is the y value, and s is the number of years. So since we are dealing with period, we say every yearly. So these are the linear form of equation. We have different types. The general form as plus by plus c equal to 0. Then we saw the point slope form, which we use to normally write down the equation of a line. Then we have the slope intercept form, the vertical line and horizontal line. So the next is the parallel and perpendicular lines. As we said earlier, the difference is the slope. If we have two lines that are parallel, their slope is the same. If we have two lines that are perpendicular, then the slope of the first one and the second one will be the slope of the first one, reciprocal and negative value. So find the equation of the line that passes through the point this are parallel to the line. Now, when they say they are parallel, see, they didn't give us the slope. But since it's parallel to this line, I'm going to use this equation to find the slope first. So let's see. We write a 2x minus 3y equal to 5. So our goal is to change it to slope intercept form. So we look for y, and we get y to be 2/3 x minus 5/3. So we know the slope will be 2/3. Now, if I know the slope to be 2/3, I have 1 point. I just plug in the values, and then we get the answer, y minus 1 2/3 x minus 2, using the point slope form. So the point slope form, always we use it to get our equation, to write an equation. And the same thing applies to the second. Any line perpendicular to a given line, we find the negative reciprocal of the first. So negative reciprocal of the first slope is 2/3. So the second slope perpendicular, the second line, will be -3/2, because reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2, and it's negative. So if I know it, that's it. We just plug it then. We are using the same point, and that will be our solution. Again, thank you. These lectures, we cover the linear function, how to find a slope, what is a line if two lines are perpendicular, and how to write also parallel, and also how to write again the equation of a line. So again, wish everybody the best. Comment on this video, or you can also subscribe or like it. Thank you.